Good morning and welcome back to our channel here on the Natural Connection with the Shaman. For this video, I'm playing Minecraft in the background because it's a way that I kind of just do like manifestation, creation really, not manifestation, but creation meditations. I go into creator mode and I just find a spot somewhere that looks really cool and I start either digging a tunnel or a mine to make a little layer, decorate my world the way I want, and just let my mind kind of be free. So I thought it'd be a good way to do a voiceover, especially today on Saturday. Saturday is the day of Saturn, Saturnalia. It's the day, on the positive aspects of Saturn, it's very calming and it's really about receiving. The trick about manifesting or creating anything, or once you have already done the work, because the intense energy of Saturn is you must do the work. But once you've done the work, you will receive the pay. It's worrying about it, what delays your blessings to come in. And today is all about this kind of energy. It's Saturday, May 24th, 2025. That 8 equals 20. So our numbers today are 20 and then down to the root 2. 20 is the judgment card, a wake-up call. Something is being spoken to you, a sign from like what you would believe heaven to be. Something is coming and just changing your realization to where you can feel cleansed of whatever held you back. And 2, the high priestess. This is the energy of knowing without having to be told, seeing things for the reality, knowing about the mysteries behind the universe. Spirit in all things is basically how you tap into this intuitive knowing and create from it. You understand that everything in reality is held together by vibration, magnetism, and light. So you know how to pull from the mysteries beyond the perceptions of what we see in our physical life. So we've got Judgment card, High Priestess card energy for the day on positive notes. I didn't look up the astrology today. I am just going with some oracle and tarot and different divination decks. And the first messages that come from the oracle is you have blessings coming in and you need to accept yourself as is. Learn to relax, and this should be self-explanatory. The messages with this are like, say what you really want. What do you want instantly, and what do you want for your long-term goals? Then focused on being blessed. Look around you. You already have love, luck, happiness. Everything comes from within. Once you focus on these things, you let go and you let spirit worry about the physical manifestations of things. It's already happening. You're just learning how to let go, forgive things, love more, live more, express. It's time to express what a relief it is to not judge, control, fix, or need to know. All you need to know is that you are beautiful. Stop taking yourself so seriously. Be you and open your heart. Life improves when you accept yourself as is. And then relaxation should be self-explanatory. How many of you feel guilty for relaxing? That's a common theme. Relaxation is that energy of being in your own body and feeling every part of it. The good, the bad, the uplifting, the energy, the dreaminess. Once you tap into your dreamy state from relaxation, you enter a transformation period. Spirit wants you to know that you are in a transformation period. So this is why the heavy call to relax has been upon so many people the last few weeks. You ever notice the more you do find yourself relaxing, the matrix around you starts giving you reasons to not relax? That's something to really take into consideration. Taking the blame off of the nouns in reality, people, places, and things, and seeing that it is a matrix reaction to your embodying yourself as you're going through transformations. All you have to do is know this, become aware of this, and you can relieve the pressure. When you're going through this, your only task is to allow things to change and trust that they're for the highest good. When you finally tap into relaxation, you can hear this very small, still voice within your mind. It's a whisper, it's not a shout. It's not demanding you to save the world or run out to be of service. It's not demanding you anything else but to be you and embrace that. This is the true sound of the soul. The ego is literally a pinball machine. To understand the difference between the soul and the ego, think of the movie Terminator, and remember as he's walking, everything that comes into his vision, whether direct or peripheral, he identifies labels. Right? This is ego mentality. The chatter mind, the monkey mind, the circus. The soul doesn't respond like that. The soul doesn't need to identify anything because the soul already knows that everything that you're seeing is just a part of the soul. So there's nothing to identify, there's nothing to solve, there's no riddles to unfold, there's no histories, mysteries, there's no who, what, where, when, and why. The soul already knew why because it's a part of the soul that's within you. So, you're going through this transformation of realizing this about yourself. Okay? This can seem uncomfortable at first because you're so used to having to identify, having to worry, having to chase, having to find out where your purpose is. Your purpose was already fulfilled when you came into existence. That's it. So, accept yourself as you truly are. Let it all hang out. I'm seeing a practice here of you can do this in the privacy of your own home. Sit in the nude on your couch until you are comfortable with your body. Enjoy your body. You don't have to do this all day, but practice this at least 10, 15 minutes in the day. Find the most comfortable spot in your house. Remove all of your clothing and just enjoy your body in comfort. This can help you accept yourself more. If you can look in the mirror and love the body that you're in, you're already there. And that will help this transformation ease into the soul work. And I take away the word work because the soul doesn't work. The soul just is. You're a human being, not a human doing. So learn to indulge that and accept reality and let spirit handle the rest. You've already done a lot of work. If you're here at this time, I trust the algorithm spirits to, and yes, I say spirits because there is a difference. There are algorithms that we program. These are the surveillance so that things can be monetized. This is why you receive so many commercials, because you've been studied by your digital footprint of what they could sell to you. When I say they, I just mean corporations, and this is the truth. So there are algorithm spirits too that get in between that consumerist corporation tactic to try to get you to buy more shit. The spirits of the algorithm bring you this message because this is what you needed to hear at this time. So when we take a deeper look into this, we see that you're in a transition of change that's going to be celebration. You're going to have more friends and creativity circles. This community is based off of happiness, not need. Okay? You'll be able to share and give things mutually. When you find this place, you're gonna understand this because you'll understand this is your truth, because you will be in a spot where you're allowed to pause, surrender. When you're taking a time underneath the tree to just enjoy the reality around you, nobody is trying to pull you away from that. This is going to be a good environment. Also, you're in a transition of self. This is the only swords card in your spread right now, which is good. This means you're leaving behind the busyness of the mind and enjoying more indulgent things enjoyable moments that are fulfilling and full of pleasure mutually. It's not like you won't have to feel guilty anymore for enjoying your life. If I'm reading this for the people who the spirits of the algorithm brought this to, you've been in a surrounding that did not really feel good when you enjoyed your life. This is why you took time out to see from a different perspective. You're like, is this all that really is? What else is there? Because this can't be the truth. When you took this pause, you kind of dove in. You went on a soul-searching journey, contemplating things of the universe, tapping into source by going within, studying your emotions, maybe learning about your own anatomy. This could be different for all kinds of different characters. What happened is you found inner guidance through meditation, and you realize that there is a consciousness beyond our own consciousness. We've all heard that term that philosophers say all the time. Who is the one observing your thoughts, right? Well, once you figure out that it's not a who or a what or anything, you understand that there is more to reality than just what you see on a day-to-day basis. Because of this, you're receiving a huge tangible, whether that be financial or resources, could be a piece of property, because I do see that in this spread. And this is the beginning of your abundant mindset. Now, once you're in an abundant mindset, this is when everything just comes naturally. There's no more effort. You're able to relax more, be gentle with things. You're more subtle with your power and influence. You have compassion. Even when you're met with animosity, you don't see it as such a terror. You see it as, I understand. I understand where this is coming from. But what your life is focusing on at the time is being happy, remembering the good things in life. Reminiscing on when you were a child. Hey, you know what? I used to do this when I was a kid. I wonder if I should pick it up now. Mastering things like art, music, dance, whatever was your childhood joy, it never left. That's a part of your soul purpose. And I say purpose lightly. I don't mean purpose as in the extravagant draw and need to find purpose in life. Joyful, enjoyable, youthful memories. This is kind of a rebirth in your situation. You're entering a new phase in your life. You understand something with a different point of view. You're offering redemption and mercy to those that you once may have felt hostile towards or some kind of opposition. Because of this, you're able to lead a better life. You see things, you imagine and bring to life like a visionary mindset. And this comes basically because you're natural at overcoming challenges in a mature and focused way. You're a perfect person for career leadership. What you're focused on, this is kind of your superpower in life. You see things for the long term, and you know that it takes work and perseverance. You got to kind of work and then set back, see what's happening, see how it's growing. Know that your investments have been placed in good positions rather than just investing in any old thing that comes along. There we go back with those algorithms that want to send you a commercial. Probably sent you a commercial right now. We don't invest in everything that pops to our mind. That's not healthy. But when you put a little bit of effort into the study and research of where you want to place your time, energy, maybe finances, you know that in the long term, these things will produce. So there's nothing really to worry about. Set it, forget it, and watch it grow. You're very creative, and this comes from your intuition. You receive messages in kind of an artistic form. You may be one that you're not just staring at the clouds, but as you're staring at the clouds, they form into images, and these images are your divine messages. They tell you stories. These stories make sense because they resonate in your life. Well, if we go back to we're creating the universe around us from our thoughts, this is why. You need an artistic view of the world around you to understand what is going on and how to rationalize it, okay? You may be seen as a dreamer or sensitive, right? But this is okay. Embody this about yourself, going back to this acceptance and relax. Embody this about yourself. So what? You're a dreamer. Not everybody's going to get that. There's a lot of things coming into your life quickly. Things you didn't realize that you manifested are going to show up very fast. It might be a bit overwhelming, so this is probably why you're being called to take a step back and breathe. All of things that are coming in are very positive. There's going to be travel in your life, lots of air travel. You might have to make decisions quick on your feet, so this is a good time to get comfortable in your own mind. If you're in a pinch and you need to make a quick decision, rely on the world around you for signs, cloud images, trees, birds, signs, synchronicities, numbers. Allow these things to be the guidance that you're asking for. Okay, what do we got here? You may have felt swallowed by your emotions at a time and a bit overwhelming. But when you did get into this phase, what happened is it opened a different sight. This sight blazed like a fire, illuminating the darkness of your mind. From this phase in life, you were sending channeled messages to the divine, whatever you believe the divine to be. And that is why all of this is coming in. Although you feel a lot of pressure from the outer world trying to ignite fires underneath here. You ever heard that term, lighting a fire under your ass, get you moving? But this is not, you're not to listen to this at this time. This is in reverse, where you may have experienced a lot of people trying to ignite you to act, respond, react, jump, do something. This is so that you can make their manifestations come in and forget about your own. Remember, you can't blame the nouns. This is a matrix reality. Kind of like a puppet masters, right? Or no, not puppet masters. The puppeteers, right? They don't work for the actual source. There are archons that were created that, just like the movie Matrix, every time Neo's like making progress, an Agent Smith appears out of any old human that's around. That's what these people trying to ignite fires under your ass have been. They're just a distraction, trying to keep you from manifesting your truth and instead manifesting what they desire. Now listen, again, you don't blame the nouns. You understand that this is a spiritual war, or if you're a physicist, this is a code writer in the simulation that you put a quarter in to virtually experience. Whatever you believe, it's all just an understanding to tap into something larger than life to find the clarity in the world you live in. Okay, so there is a lot coming into your life, literally, and this is like every part of the earth, and I mean earth, not beings. I'm talking nature. Nature is on your side and is growing prosperity in all forms, all around you. From the core of this manifested reality, the heart of our earth is blessing you with more abundance than you're going to actually realize was possible. This came from you cutting ties to things that were burning you and binding you down. You ever seen the families that would drive a stake in the backyard and tie a goat or a pig to the ground? This is kind of what reality you were experiencing, but now you're cutting all of these binds, and now Earth is able to actually return your efforts. Why do people bind the goats and pigs in the backyard? Because they're going to barbecue them. That's what was happening to you. Almost like you broke free from some kind of sacrifice. Someone was trying to sacrifice your energy. Again, take away the person, blame the matrix. Or don't even blame the matrix. Understand the matrix. So, you find some peace in nature, right? Like your own little cave that's actually the womb of the earth. But what you didn't realize is when you were there tapping into this universal consciousness, there was a face spirit laying right next to you. This face spirit is in wonder of who you are. It's like you are in their world, their dream come true. And so because of that, they've taught you so many things. They took you on as a child, like, this is my child of earth, and I want to teach this one and bless this one. I love how they tap into the calmness when the reality is so fast. You may feel very childlike in earth. You probably know that this person stands behind you. This person standing behind you, this spirit, this face spirit, other dimensional beings, if you will, whatever you need to do to rationalize it. They have plenty of nourishment for you. They want to see you healthy, grow, expand, and live abundantly. And because of that, they feed you sacred knowledge that is unavailable to the earth realm. It can only be tapped into by tapping out of what is needed to know. These come as unconscious inspirations, artistic abilities, poetic nature. You flow with the waters of this realm, and it is a part of you. You are the child of the earthly divine. The earth mother and face spirits adore you. Okay, there was this is funny. There was a very negative, large group, kind of like a death cult, that was trying to destroy your life. Like they were trying to cause destruction in all areas of your life, but every attempt, they just couldn't understand why it did not affect you. And right now, they're under judgment from a higher realm. I'm seeing people being bound to 2 sea serpents, while there's a shadow wizard, which is funny. What they didn't realize is that even the shadow realms adore you. And the divine standing above this great cathedral, blessing you from the top and from the lower realms. So because they were trying to cause so much calamity in your life, remember, matrix, not nouns. You have been set free. You and another have been set free to swim wherever you deem worthy. Well, these 2 are going to be tied to their actions. What goes around comes around. And right now the divine is returning the effort. During this time of destruction, you just kept a free spirit. Free spirits beat to their own drum, and they find the positive in whatever comes through their situation. Because this was your energy, any weapon formed against you is now being called to judgment. And the sword of clarity is coming in. It's breaking the weapons that were coming against you and binding this snake. Have you ever turned a snake upside down and it can't move? It gets almost drunk. This is what's happening. This is coming from a very large divine feminine spirit. So that is your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And anything from this video you could have taken as a sign, like this text message right now that's going on the screen. All things are just here to solidify what you already know. This message has already been in your awareness. I was just a messenger to help you realize you are on the right path. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment if you have anything to say. And I appreciate your time.